Hello. So the time has come. It's 9:04. You're listening to Sunrise Sessions with me, Helena Roma Palmer, and I have the amazing DRIIA joining me in the studio right now. Hello, DRIIA. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing really well. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm so excited to chat with you and find out more about your journey as a musician. So for anyone listening, can you tell us who is DRIIA?
Okay, yeah, well, firstly, thank you very much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. So DRIIA, I am DRIIA, I'm 22, I'm a music producer, artist, composer, anything to do with sound. Like, I try and stick my finger in all the pies. But yeah, I'm an independent artist, just producing and writing all the time, basically.
And absolutely smashing it. Just want to say absolutely congratulations on your first debut release. So DRIIA released After Dark, which I've played on the station lots of times, most shows actually since I've heard it, and it's an absolute banger. And as she said, self-released, self-produced, composed, you know, done the whole thing basically, and you absolutely smashed it, right? On your first week, it was like 100,000 streams, like added to loads of different Spotify playlists. Like, how did that feel?
Yeah, I mean, incredible. I didn't even think that I'd be at 150k now, like at this point. But yeah, Spotify really backed me from the get-go, which I was really shocked at, to be honest. You know, I had a YouTube comment being like, how's this girl like on all these big things? She's only just released one track, and I was like, I'm just as shocked as you. Like, I have no idea. I don't know why, but it just happened.
It's funny how maybe they were hopefully saying it in a way they just wanted to know what for their own, so they can like take inspiration from it, I guess, because that's what I noticed, because I messaged you the same, didn't I? I said, oh, did you release independently, or did you have like some backing or whatever? And you were like, no, all independent. But I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, it's an inspiration for other, you know, self-releasing artists as well.
Absolutely.
But it just shows how amazing the track is, because they heard it and they're like, yep, that's got to be in there.
Thank you very much.
And it was kind of like garagey vibes. Is that generally what you tend to go for? Is it a mix of sort of, because it's within the electronic realm that you work in, isn't it? Is it a mix of genres, or is garage maybe like?
Well, I'd say for now, garage, at least for like After Dark and like my next single, it's mainly garage influences. Nice. But since I've started producing in the electronic sphere, like I've really picked up on like drum and bass, even drill, you know, anything like any like kind of subgenres like that, like very UK subgenres. I really love producing, and I think I really want to refine like a way to make sure that no one gets confused. So like if I want to drop a garage track but then drop a like drum and bass track, or like a jungle, like I feel like I want to try and make sure that people understand what's going on here, rather than me just being like, right, I can do this, can do this, can do this, without it being like coherent, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's a funny one, that, because I love all those different genres, and to me they have similarities, but I know people are quite specific with that. But I guess it's sort of having a sort of blend of how can you make that coherent together, but maybe having sort of little blends in each of them will do that. But so can you tell us a little bit how your journey as a musician started, and where it all sort of came from, really?
Yeah, so I'd say, like, I mean, as with every other singer-songwriter musician, I was, you know, born and raised singing and being really annoying to my family, and just like, oh my God, you know, watching like Oliver and like pretending I'm Nancy in the mirror, you know, like full-on dramatic. But when I was about 6, I started listening to music like independently, you know, my room, CD players, like Fly, Beach Boys, Beatles. Okay, nice. You know, just like those sort of group vocals, like harmonies. And I became obsessed with learning everything about
Destiny's Child. Did you like Destiny's Child?
I actually never.
No way.
I can't believe it. I never, like, I was kind of on the cusp of it.
Yeah, true,
But
the harmonies, though, great.
Exactly, and just like learning about all of that. And then when I was 9, I started classical singing. Okay. And then the year after, started classical piano. So I'm classically trained in both of those. Amazing. Which is like 100% helped me. Yeah. You know, even just like musical theory, like understanding things. Like, you don't need it, but it just helps having that like kind of comfort blanket of like
100%.
You know, I know how chord progressions work. Like, yes, you know, it definitely helps. You don't need it, but like I would say that definitely helped me.
Well, I mean, you don't necessarily need it, but if you've got it, amazing. It's like you know you've got the backing behind it, and then you can make conscious decisions to kind of move away from it, opposed to just doing that originally. Because I guess that's in the electronic world, some people might say, oh, anyone can do it because you can, you know, get Logic or these different things and make something. But if you actually have that theory as well, you can make some really amazing decisions and use it as like an amazing instrument, because it is really, isn't it? The electronic
100%.
world is you can just move things forward a little bit more, I think.
And you can fuse everything together as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to just have one genre and that be it.
Yeah.
You don't have to pigeonhole yourself. Like, you can one day do like a fusion between like jazz and, I don't know, Japanese rock or something. Like, you just like do anything you want. And I love that breadth of electronic music for sure.
100%. Okay, amazing. So can you say, you mentioned a few of those first, like Beach Boys and things like that, but have you got any main inspirations that have supported your journey now and the music that you're releasing at the moment? Are there some like key artists that you just love, obsessed by?
I mean, there's definitely like a lot of different styles, a lot of different genres. But I mean, FKA Twigs, she's like a powerhouse. She was I studied her a bit at uni for like a personal project, and you know, just learning about her journey through like starting doing music production and you know warping samples in like a really unheard of way. And I don't know, she's a bit of a pioneer in that sense, sort of like leading on from Bjork vibes.
Definitely very unique. And
and I don't know, I just really love her whole like way that she can create a mixtape in one sphere and then kind of move on to something else, but just make it all so seamless and like so thought of and concrete.
Yeah, and even then what you said about the sort of being cohesive, where she's so unique, and I'm sure the same with your work as well when we hear it, is even though she does lots of different things, it's always identifiable as FK Twigs, because she is unique in what she does. You know, she's an actor, she's a dancer, she's also a producer, a musician, but you know when you see her stuff, it's her, you know. So
yeah, exactly.
I think that's the way of doing it. Okay, amazing. Well, we're going to play a couple of tracks that you've recommended. We'll play a track by FK Twigs, actually, and then we'll talk a little bit more.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. This is FK Twigs with a feature with Georgia Smith, and it's called Dark Gelling. I hope you enjoy.
You know, oh, there's one little thing.
That was Forbidden Feelings by DRIIA Archive. I was saying I played one of her tracks in the first hour, and DRIIA also picked one of them. She was just telling me as well, she won Enemy Producer of the Year, which is amazing. And DRIIA, I think you could be up there soon.
Well, hopefully. I think we need a bit more representation, and I think, like, you know, hopefully the fact that I'm doing more sessions as being a producer now for artists and stuff, hopefully that will, like, you know, show people that I can do more than just garage as well. And
more than just your own stuff, because that's an art in itself, isn't it? Producing for other people and their sound.
100%.
And you're actually producing mine at the moment, aren't you? Which is very exciting.
Well, just a little bit. It doesn't need much.
Well, we'll see. But that's actually a question I was going to ask. Obviously, being a female producer, which is amazing, and it is underrepresented at the moment. I think it's 5% of producers in the music industry are female, which is just crazy.
I think that's even like at a push. Yeah.
Really? Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? Like, why is it like that? I mean, it's slowly changing, and obviously you're a big part in that. So is that something that you've felt, you've experienced, you've seen a minority in it? Has it been an obstacle or even maybe a driving force for you?
Do you know what? It's really bittersweet, because I think people have a lot of like pre-conscious bias about you know, it's like, even if they don't want to admit it, if they appear really like, you know, woke and like, oh no, we love women, like, you know, women can do just everything that men can do. There's still like unconscious bias.
100%.
You know? And, you know, I don't really blame them, but if you're not seeing female producers, it's not normalised. So,
and you maybe don't feel as safe on it because it's something new. You're like, oh, are they going to be able to do that?
Well, 100%, you know, and I think ultimately it's just about, I don't know, I feel like it's really important for people like myself to, you know, not feel like they have to get co-producers and co-writers in their tracks. If you know that you can do it, just be patient, like cultivate the skill. But also if people come and approach you and say like, oh, you know, it's not quite good enough, you need this and need that. But if you really love it, like, don't feel that you need to have like a man's touch to like make it something even better, you know? Yeah,
it's so true. I've even experienced that myself, because I have these certain ideas, like, because I use production, but again, I'll always tell myself it's never good enough in a sense, and I need to pass it to somebody else, which obviously I've, in this occasion, definitely. But I mean, it's like, I've even felt that, and I see a lot of other women, I think, that have felt that, where you just don't feel confident in what you're doing, even though deep down you're like, no, I think that's pretty good actually.
Oh, 100%. Imposter syndrome is like a big part of it. You know, I even did a session the other day with a male rapper, and his management were there,
right.
And you know, I had to have a real pep talk with myself to be like, right, you cannot, they're gonna come in here, expect like
try and roll the roost,
you know, and you know, they were really lovely, really polite, really, you know, very patient, but I had to also go in there with the mindset that like, I can't sit here and believe that I'm not good enough to do this, because they'll notice it, and they won't feel comfortable, and it's not gonna work. You know, a lot of it is actually to do about yourself
100%.
and like believing that you can do it 100%. Rather than, you know, waiting for everyone to kind of be like, oh no, but you are really good enough, like you should be doing this, you should be doing this. To get to that point, you need to firstly like, and I had a real ego death, you know, last year.
It's giving me shivers listening to this.
Yeah, it's just, I was getting so despondent. I was like, I can't produce. I said to myself, I'm not going to produce anymore. I said to my best mates, I was like, I'm not producing anymore. You know, there's millions of songs being released every week. Why would anyone want to listen to mine? No one knows who I am. And you know, and then I had to realize, actually, I can't see myself doing anything else. So there has to be a way. I have to make a way. You know, and
this is a bit similar to me with singing actually, but it's literally give me shivers, that because it's us, isn't it? It's like we can stand in our own way, and it's our head really. Like our head can go one or two ways. And it's like you said, we could maybe blame that, oh, it's other people not thinking, you know, you said going into that studio session, they, if you went, because people might be like, oh, you know, people don't respect me, that kind of thing. But actually, we need to respect ourselves, and then they will do that as well, because it does... It does feed off, doesn't it, on other people? So actually we need to try and find that within ourselves to then own it and go in there and be like,
you make it. Fake it till you make it. I've stood by that phrase for years, and it's going to be everything that I, you know, am confronted with now. I'm just like, right, fake it till you make it. If people believe that you're the real deal, and you make people believe that, even if you're not, you know, it's a lot easier. No,
I agree. And it's like everyone had to start from somewhere, because I knew before, the same with me as well. I saw it as such a big obstacle, but then I was like, stop, get rid of these expectations and just try it. Like a bit like what you said with singing, and think I was like you as a child. I sung everything all the time, but then it was like, I wished I couldn't sing at one point, because I was like, I just don't want to keep pushing it. It's too hard for me. I'm not good. I'm you know, I'm crap, all this sort of stuff. And then I was like, right, well, there's nothing else I actually want to do, so I'm just going to have to face it on and just do it now. So I completely agree with you on that. So so what drew you to electronic music then? What was it that you said you were classically trained? Where was it when you was like, electronic music was the one that you wanted to sort of push and be identified by?
Yeah, I think there was sort of there was a specific album that I remembered on the train here today that really kind of sparked that journey for me. It was it's got a kind of peculiar name, but it's Oracular Spectacular by MGMT.
Okay.
It was like 2011, I think it was released, and I remember being in the car on the way up to the Lake District with my family, and my dad played it, and I was like, this is so cool. It's that song like, ooh girl, shine me like an electric eel.
Oh yeah.
But that's from that album, and it's just like, it's just amazing, and just all of the textures and the synths and the vocals and the delays and reverbs. Obviously I knew nothing about that at the time. I was 11, like, but
it touches you, like you can feel it, right?
100%. And even to this day, like, that album just is amazing. And I started then kind of listening to more electronic music, and my dad's always been into music as well, like more of a sort of side hobby. But he had Logic on his computer, and I was like messing around one day when I was like 13. I was like, oh, do you know what, this is quite fun. Got him to show me the basics and made some very questionable deep house tracks. And
I'd love to hear them now.
Kind of
do you ever listen back?
I tried to listen back the other day, and I think they're all like corrupted, which is probably a very good thing.
Okay. No, but it's true. I think electronic music, there's so many, you can go so many ways with it, can't you? And like the sonic sounds that you can create, and I think you can create landscapes and things like this, because you can, you know, sampling and all different sounds you can put in. So yeah, I agree. I love electronic music. So let's talk a little bit about your first release, After Dark. How did that come about? What was the sort of writing process of it and the inspiration behind it, I guess?
So I think I wrote it, I think it must have been like in summer. And I'd kind of been trialing and erroring a bit of garage here and there. Like I think I'd wrote my next single that's coming out like just before that. So I thought, okay, actually, I'm going to try and make something a little bit like less commercial, a little bit kind of like on the middle ground between being a bit underground, but also like commercially viable. Yeah. And I really tried to see if I could make that work with my vocals and the production. So yeah, in terms of the creative process, like it really differs with every track. Yeah. So it's never like a specific, you know, do this first, do this first, do this next, whatever. And I find that I as soon as I am entering into like a track that I think is gonna work, I enter a bit of a flow state. So I don't really remember. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Things happen. Yeah. So I think for this one, I found this like guitar sample, right, which I put in the, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then it kind of just goes from there. Yeah. If I'm not feeling it, I don't pursue it. Yeah. I have to have that like unlocking, and then I'm just like in this sort of like. And void. Then hours go by, right? Hours go by. I think I made that in like 6 or 7 hours, just from start to finish. Just bang it out, and then they're the ones, because you just, it is like you sort of run with it and you go in and you feed off this thing, and again it's like hours have passed rather than sitting there tedious trying to do something. I think it is important as well to have, not just stick with the same routine of making tunes, have different, because different things inspire you, don't they? And they could be 100%. It could be a story, it could be a vocal lick, it could be it could be a few chords that you found, or a drum beat or whatever. I think it's nice to have a different starting point, just to make sure you keep you keep that sort of inspiration behind it, rather than just following suit, really. And it probably then the record in the end, each of them are going to have their own sort of unique individual energy. Totally. I guess so. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about, so you've said you've got these new releases coming up. You said is the next one that may be slightly more commercial then? You said you wrote that before. Yeah. What's next for DRIIA then in terms of releases and what you plan? So definitely going to be releasing a single hopefully in the next month or so. Lovely. Can't wait. Like a little sort of like summer, on the cusp of summer release. It's still garage, but it's more sort of like commercially like kind of garage / pop, I guess. Okay. But that, I'm really excited for that release actually. And then from there I've got a whole bank of music waiting, but it's just, again, like I said, figuring out how to not confuse people. Kind of sell myself as like a garage act and then leap into like some really like hard drum and bass, like I mean obviously the coherent bit is my voice, which is lucky. Yes, exactly. I can then manipulate it and be like, well, this is still me, like, well, exactly, that's the identifiable part of it. But again, I feel like those genres are, I know it's probably not because I just like a mixed genre, but there's still a similarity in them. Totally. In a sense, but I mean, why not just mix it up? Because I've always been like, because I do like acoustic, like more classically inspired stuff as well. Yeah. Which I've got sort of locked away in like a little vault. Yeah, just like waiting for the right time for that to come out as well. And I was, okay, I need to make a different alias, a different project with a different image, with a different vibe. And then I thought, actually, it's all me. Yeah. I don't have to, I know that like we're kind of taught that you have to pigeonhole yourself sort of inadvertently and just be like, right, make it easy for people, R&B art, make it easier. But actually I find it quite exciting that 6 months down the line 100%. You could be like, by the way, here's a jazz vocal piano piece, and then here's jungle, you know, it's like, I think that's more exciting, and I want 100%. I haven't really seen many people, especially like women, like feel comfortable enough to veer into those different to do that spheres, like those sound worlds. So I want to try and do that for sure. Yeah, I completely agree. That's why I was really excited for today and to talk to you, because I felt like I got that from you, and that's similar to sort of what I love to listen to, but also what I also would like to do in my own musical journey. Like I always had a wish to create an album that each track was of a different genre. Yeah, sick. Just because you'll get people that like, a particular genre if there's just one that they go for, so it was garage, but then they get to experience the other side of it and they're like, oh, I like this, what's this? Rather than putting yourself, trying to fit into a box. Well, you never know who you're going to expand it. Yeah, who you're going to kind of educate. Like, like, by the way, this is this genre. Exactly. You might inspire like a 14-year-old who's never heard drum and bass before. Yeah. Be like, what is this? Exactly. Or, you might kind of cater to like the like middle age with the more kind of, I don't know. That's very like no. I'm just exactly agree with what you're saying, and it's true. And also, when you think about it, who
listened to one type of genre anyway.
Yeah.
Because sometimes albums are good because you get on this journey, but sometimes albums can be, especially listening habits have changed, haven't they? So people don't listen to albums as much as more, which I think is a shame. But perhaps we can kind of blend the two.
Yeah.
So we are producing albums, but they're different in the flow is different, and you're introduced to different sounds. So I think you're onto something there.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's all about the execution.
Yeah, well, there we go. I'm so excited to hear all of your new releases as well. I'm a massive DRIIA fan already, so I'm very excited. Okay, so let's play a couple more tracks, and then we'll come back and speak a little more. And make sure you keep tuned in, as DRIIA is going to be performing an acoustic version of After Dark, which is amazing, and you're in for a treat. So make sure you stay tuned. This next track is called Intimate by Erica Di Cassia. Okay, that was led by her. A track called Mi Amor, which is a new release, I believe, right? DRIIA actually showed me this artist. I saw her share her stuff on her Instagram. And this leads us on to our next question quite well, actually, because I wanted to talk a little bit about you as a producer in its own right. And you did a session with, led by her, is that right?
Yes, I did. I think it must have been like a week ago, last week sometime. And we made a nice little garage track. But it was nice. Do you know what? It was just so nice to meet another young woman who is making all her stuff in her shed, I'm pretty sure.
Right, okay,
it's just
nice,
like fully independent, making it. She has a vision, and it was just nice to actually like work with her as well. And you know, she wasn't just like, no, I only do my own thing. Like, she was very open to having someone else produce her music, because she still had that creative control as well. I guess for a producer to then work with another producer, but I guess that happens, get some new ideas flowing, and absolutely. A bit of a different different so with being a producer in its own right, where do you see that journey evolving? And you're already doing that already, right, working on other tracks, and that is that quite a passion of yours to do and continue with? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't actually really produce for anyone else like before my single. Okay. But since then I've found a manager, and you know, he's managed to kind of like push that idea, because I hadn't really thought about it like, oh no, I can't do that. Like I can't start producing for other people. Like it's all, you know, that's going to take me years to get into that. Yeah. You know, and then now I'm doing sessions, you know, amazing, 2 or 3 a week, just, you know, obviously I was quite nervous for my first one. I had to obviously couldn't tell them this is my first time doing this, by the way. 2 or 3 weeks, a lot as well. Yeah, it's not. It's quite stressful, but
fake it when you make it. They don't know it's your first one.
Exactly. So. I mean, since I've started doing those sessions, I've now realised, I'm like, actually, do you know what? There's no reason why I can't keep on pushing it. Yeah. There isn't really a female equivalent of someone like, say, Calvin Harris, or like, you know, that's true. David name one. Like, that's actually true. Of like dance, just like dance specific, or like genre specific producers. But I don't know, and honestly, like, anyone tell me, I don't know either. Let me know of anybody, but like, of like an all-round female producer who's regarded as like, get her on here. Yeah, like, I want her to make this pop track. I want her to make this trap track. I want her to make this, you know. And I feel like that's something to definitely aim for. Like, 100%. If I can sort of help to pioneer that, definitely. That's basically one of my main goals now, which is so bizarre because I hadn't even given myself the chance like a couple months ago, you know. Yeah, isn't that funny? Because you said, I didn't even think about producing. Now you're like, now I'm going to be the number one for female producer. No, but I completely agree. Now you say it, it's like it's calling out for it, really, isn't it? Hopefully. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be you. Definitely. I don't know. Got to do the work though. Got to do the work. Well, yeah, but you're already doing it, and your track is then sat as like a place people can hear it and they're like, wow, I need to have her on my work. And even being a female producer is probably going to work on your side, hopefully, as well. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, amazing. So tell us a little bit more. So you're an independent artist, and is that something you like? Obviously, you've got to get involved with all the different areas of that involves. Is that something that you've enjoyed doing? Has there been any struggles with that, or how have you felt that process has gone? I mean, I feel like I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm quite not controlling over my project, but like I really love having that idea that this is as much me as it can be. Yeah. Authentic. Yeah. You know, this is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go, have it. And I, as much as I am a team player as well, I don't want to like, I don't know, give up that creative control easily. So having that independent side of things, you know, my one of my best friends did my music video for After Dark, Amelia, and she's incredible. You know, we did that on a really low budget in her literal like uni house living room with like some little lights and just like one camera, no assistants, nothing, and she edited everything.
Great.
And, you know, she's incredible. Like, so having that, you know, kind of slowly building that creative team around me as well is like so integral to being an independent artist, because you need to have coherence as well in the visual side of things as well.
And you grow together.
Well, 100%, 100%. And obviously, like, now that there is music out there, there is scope to move into a label. But I'm very confident in the fact that, like, I follow my intuition, and if even if there's an amazing deal that comes to me but something just doesn't feel right, I don't want to give up what I've worked
100%.
for you know, a few more 100,000
bit of money,
or
what's the point, I guess, really, because music is individual. If you sound like everyone else, then you know, I think it's something so soulful anyway, like it really comes from the soul. So I think if you have to keep that authenticity, because otherwise you'll lose. Especially if, like you said, it's a big thing for you. You're obviously doing it because that's what you know in your destiny that you have to do. So you can't give up that individuality. So no, I completely agree. So I'm sure we spoke before about you creating a dream board or something like that. So I know you're sort of into the manifestation and law of attraction. So I wanted to ask you, how... I saw a quote actually saying this, and I thought that's so good. It said, "Hi universe, I'd like to place an order," and I was like, "That's brilliant." So I thought, why not? Let's do it on live on air. Tell us, give us could you manifest, or would you ideally like to see yourself in, say, 3 to 5 years time? What would be perfect?
Yeah, I feel so. For me, I feel like I never keep it as one huge overarching goal. I like to have specific events in my head that take place. So, and I'll like do little drawings of them, or you know, like speak them out, you know, really specifically, so that I, one, don't overwhelm myself, but also two,
that's true,
there's no timeline then. It's like, as long as I reach there one day, it'll be fine. So a couple of them are like, I don't know, like Jules Holland or like Graham Norton, you know, something like that. I think, because I saw FK Twigs on that. Like, I was in the studio when she did it in Jules Holland.
Oh,
and I was, like,
nice.
stood like 2 feet away from her. I was
No
like, oh my
way.
God, like, you're incredible. So I feel like something like that. And then another one was, you know, like Hollywood sign, like maybe go to LA for a little bit.
Nice.
I just want to make them sort of like manageable, like fruitful goals. Like, they're still amazing things, but instead of, it kind of makes it more timely for me, I think. Like, my mum always says, like, it's like I can't remember, it's like an anagram of the word smart. I'm gonna try and remember now.
Right.
I think it's like,
I've heard this smart thing before. I'm sure.
I'm just gonna go smart, measurable, timely. So
no, we actually did this in our business module. You know, it was a smart thing. I can't exactly remember what it is either, but.
Well, that was good, wasn't it? Yeah. Sorry,
measurable.
Mum.
Yeah. Smart and measurable.
Smart and measurable and timely.
Yeah. Enemy, producer of the year as well.
Yeah, that could be definitely one for sure. And I think I've always had an award ceremony in my head, whether that's like being nominated for one or just being on the carpet, like in a nice dress or something. I don't know. I definitely, but I mean, I've been visualizing this stuff for over a decade. Like, there's only a matter of time before, if you know, keep having the right mentality, and obviously it's not going to be easy, but if I can visualize it,
keep on track and keep going,
it like in my gut, like that, like lovely butterfly, like bubbling. If I can hold on to that, then hopefully,
like chatting to people on the red carpet in your room with your eyes closed, like, oh my God, I got this from.
Oh my God,
no,
like,
I've done it.
Where's that dress from? It's like, oh, it's funny you asked. This is you know,
my friend designer. We worked from the. I literally do.
It's like role play. You have to role play these situations. Otherwise, you know, when you get round to it, it's like,
what do I say?
You need to be prepared. Even if it's like,
I prepped this 5 years ago.
My brain knows.
No, I agree, and I completely see it 100%. What about for like live performance? Is there like maybe like a certain gig that you would love to do? It would be like your ideal venue, or just play something like that? Is live performance a big part of your journey, or do you think it's more the production and more that side of things?
I mean, I've been performing since I was very young.
Oh, okay.
With the classical singing, like
Right.
you're essentially made to perform, you know, either unaccompanied or with a pianist in front of people from a very young age.
Right.
And I think having that all the way through school up until I was 18 was so integral in like just being able to you know, address a crowd, look confident, even if you're absolutely, you know, crapping
Bricking
yourself,
it,
bricking it, exactly. And yeah, so I feel like live performance is such a big part of my image as well. Like I want to make sure that the performances are cohesive and interesting, funny, quirky.
Yeah, that's the whole thing in itself,
like,
isn't it?
Colourful, warm, you know, just like all of these
I completely get you.
different aspects to make a live show a good live show.
Yeah, hold space for people.
Especially as a one-woman band, like you have to make sure you're commanding a bit of attention as well.
Definitely. But maybe where you're experiencing that so much, that doesn't seem like as much of a sort of challenge to you, because maybe that's something you've already mastered in a sense, but just then bringing it into that.
100%.
Okay, amazing. So we're going to play another track, and then while we're doing that, we're going to get set up for the acoustic session of After Dark, which I'm so excited about. You really are in for a treat. So we're going to play this next track. And is this a female producer that you follow, Kelly Lee Owens?
Yeah, so she's one of like the main inspirations for me, like picking my butt off the floor and being like, right, let's produce. I heard this track, my friend showed it to me, and I was like, wow. And it's a cover of a Liar track.
Yeah, it's a tune, isn't it? I know, when I listened, I was like, it's that. It's
But
More Than a Woman.
Reworked it in such a beautiful way. Yeah.
And quite iconic, even the title as well, More Than a Woman.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Okay, we're going to play Kelly Lee Owens, More Than a Woman, and we're going to get set up in the studio for the acoustic session of After Dark. I'm so excited. Stay tuned. Hey, the time has come. We're now going to be playing the amazing track After Dark, but an acoustic version, very special. In the studio now, we cannot wait. Would you like to introduce the track, DRIIA?
Absolutely. Hi, I'm DRIIA, and this is an acoustic rendition of my first single, After Dark. I hope you enjoy. In my room again, playing all our friends. Love is after dark. When will you let them see what we are without the facade? 'Cause I've been hiding so long. Let it be known when I be holding your hand, baby. Please understand. Why can't we show our love? I don't know where I stand. All my friends think I'm mad, hopelessly so in love. To them you'll never be enough. What you so afraid of? I am not a woman to be ashamed of. In this day and age, maybe I just intimidate you. Maybe you're just shy, 'cause I'm hella fine. And we're driving in my ride, and you're on the passenger side. Baby, you were just a bonus. All my dreams are still a focus. Haven't got a place to stay. You can coach with her, babe. In my room again, playing all our friends. Love is after dark. When will you let them see what we are without the facade? 'Cause I've been hiding so long. Let it be known when I be holding your hand, baby. Please understand. Why can't we show our love? Tell me the truth, give me the facts about how you said you wanna keep me a secret. Then tell me that I shouldn't deep in no use trying. You'll just deny it. Maybe now's the time to put my energy on someone else. in my mind just stuck. Could not make this shit up. Are we better off friends? Lived it too damn long to pretend now. Gotta remember that I'm better off alone. In my room again, playing all our friends. Love is after dark. When will you let them see what we are without the facade? 'Cause I've been hiding so long. Let it be known. Wanna be holding your hand, baby, please understand. Why can't we show our love? In my room again. In my room again. Never enough, never enough. Love is after dark. Love is after dark. See who we are. I've been hiding so long. Why can't we show our
Woo! That was amazing.
Thank you.
Woo! How good was that, guys? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, it was so much fun. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
to my friend Tom
Yes.
for playing guitar and offering his amazing voice.
Yes, well done, Tom. You were great. That was amazing. You worked so well together. I absolutely loved it. If you want to take a seat back,
Yes.
and we will wrap up the interview. How good was that? Ah, I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Aren't we so lucky to have that? Because that's never been played before in that
In that
acoustic style. No, aren't we
hasn't.
lucky? Exclusive here, guys, on Sunrise Sessions. Okay, well, we're coming to the end of the hour now and the end of the interview. I hope you've had a good time coming in and chatting. I've enjoyed it so much, and thank you so much for coming in. Just to let, I'll add in all of your different contact details on our catch-up show. Can you tell everyone who's listening, if they want to keep in touch, how they do that, where they can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, firstly, thank you very much for having me.
Oh, that's
This is so
okay.
nice. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram at DRIIA Music, DRIIA Music. That's basically it,
Yeah.
to be honest. Or just look up DRIIA on Spotify, Apple Music,
Yes.
all of the rest. Yeah, my new single After Dark out. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's a great tune. I'll be adding this catch-up show onto Phoenix FM on my page, and I'll put all of DRIIA's contact details on there so you can get in touch with her on Instagram, and also I'll put in a link so you can listen to her great track After Dark, and also follow her to make sure you keep up to date with her new releases. Thank you so much, DRIIA.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed today, and you're, as I was saying off air, you're a great inspiration to me as a female musician as well, and also I'm sure a lot of other musicians out there, especially female musicians, and you're carving the path for the rest of us. So I can't wait to see your journey. I'm very excited for it. We're going to finish off the show now. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Another week of Sunrise Sessions with me, Helena Roma Palmer. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Make sure you join us next week. I'm going to leave you with this Joy Orbison and Leah Scene track called Better. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you next week.